Hello guys, for today we have a special game from Asian server where we'll see two unique players with drastically different playstyles. Here we have MacSed playing from China. He is a blue Protoss player, and his opponent is Meomaika from Vietnam playing as red Zerg. So the most interesting part about those players is that they both have interesting history in StarCraft 2. So Meomaika, let's start with him first. You will hardly ever find a game with this guy that will last more than 15 or 20 minutes, because Meomaika is just notorious for his cheesy playstyle. He's the Zerg version of Has, pretty much. He's always doing something cheesy, all in, timing attacks and everything like that all the time. He's not really playing macro games, he's not really striving to play any macro games, he's just doing his thing in almost every matchup and every match he plays. That's why he's also pretty interesting to follow, because, well, every game you see with him, you're gonna see some action, some form of early game attack, early game aggression, and this is why I generally like this player quite a lot. He has not been able to really achieve super big results yet, but maybe he'll improve over time and we'll see more of him. He's kind of new player. He's been playing like for maybe 8 years or so, I don't quite remember. I know that he's been around since Legacy of the Void for sure, but he's been really grinding hard for the past couple of years to become the best player from the Asian server. And so far, we see some of his success on the ESL Spring Asia. But his opponent is also very, very famous guy from China, MacSed. It's probably I'm not sure if he's the oldest, but he's one of the oldest players we have currently in Legacy of the Void. He's 36 years old. He is a true veteran of the scene. He's been playing since 2011. So imagine, he's been playing StarCraft 2 for almost 14 years already. And this is just amazing, I would say. He's been the best player of China for some time. Then he was replaced by some other players like Oliveira, if we talk about recent times, and also some other guys as well, like Cyan, for example. Maybe he even is still a better Protoss player. So MacSed's been overshadowed by other guys, but he's still a very interesting and obviously super experienced player who is now facing Meomaika on this map called Oceanborn. Oceanborn is a kind of boring map in my opinion. It's very standard, there's just not much you can do on this map. You have like all this normal layout for a macro game. You have like somewhat of a narrow center, so most of the engagements should happen around the bases, and it's pretty difficult to fight in the middle because of those rocks. And yeah, that's pretty much it about this map. So MacSed is going for a Stargate. This is a super normal basic opener for Protoss race, not too much to go on about that. And Meomaika, so far it's really interesting to see what he's up to, because, well, he has very low drone count at the moment, which is a bit strange, and I don't really recall him losing that many. He's just made, for some reason, just a huge number of links, but this is what Meomaika does all the time in his games. You might look at his replay and see like, oh my god, why is he doing that? Like, it doesn't really make any sense, but that's the point, guys. Because Meomaika is playing mind games all the time. He's doing some things that just are not supposed to work, things that just supposed to throw his opponent off guard and make him really confused about what's going on in the game. So those links were probably for this exact thing, for this exact goal, but I'm not sure if actually MacSed, if he actually saw that thing. So maybe like there was like one scouting adept and he kind of retreated back to his base, but there was no battery. But at least the Oracle stayed at home, and probably the Chinese player is pretty much informed about the playstyle that Meomaika likes to utilize in every single game. And now you can see that he scouted with the Oracle this stream of links, so he was a bit hesitant whether he should go and defend his third base, which is not even being built at the moment, or whether he should try to harass and see what he can do about this location at this spot where Meomaika is trying to build some drones. Yeah, from. So yeah, for the Protoss player now, he's a bit worried. He started adding batteries, and this is what Meomaika wanted to achieve in this game. So you can see he's not really doing anything special. He's just building links at probably not the most optimal timing. But what he makes is that he forces his opponent to be really scared, and he seizes the initiative just like that with one single move, which didn't really amount to anything. There were like not even a single engagement between those links and everything else on the map, but already MacSed is super hesitant about what he's supposed to do next. So he should already have third base now. He should have tried to build that maybe like some time ago, well, like 1 minute ago, but he's not doing that. And on the contrary, he's being too passive. He's adding a Void Ray, he's adding a Warp Prism, he's maybe going like for 6 gateways and Archons. You know, maybe he's going to attack himself, but this is certainly this just doesn't look like this was his plan from the game start. And Meomaika is just scouting more and more and more, and finally MacSed is like, alright, doesn't look like he's gonna be attacking me anytime soon, so I'm gonna be taking my base. But he is already, to be honest, quite behind on timings and on worker count as well, because, well, yeah, probably they have the same work count at the moment, just a slight difference, but the problem is that MacSed hasn't been mining from third base, while Meomaika was doing that. Even though that he only has like, what, 4 workers at this location, it's still something, and it's gonna be a lot easier for him to saturate the base and actually start gaining some income from that location than it's gonna be for MacSed, who still needs to wait half a minute for his base to actually start operating. So this is a really tricky game so far. Like, both players are doing random stuff, and MacSed is just building everything at once. So he's planning to go for a normal Immortal Archon playstyle with some Zealots with charge, and Meomaika is just staying at home. He's not building like any upgrades for her. He made like so many roaches actually, but what's really insane, he's not showing them. You can see like the Oracle is flying, but there's just not enough range, and he is not showing those roaches. So he's just trying to hide them somewhere at this location. The Oracle is very much bruised, cannot really go and fly around the map because it can be easily shut down. It needs to restore the shields at the very least, and then you can try to go for another scouting moment as well. But yeah, Meomaika is just apparently going for a big all-in attack, and look what he's doing here. He's adding the 4th base, so seemingly it looks like he's just going for a normal macro playstyle, 4 bases, maybe like lurkers or something like that, but in reality this base is not even fully saturated. There are no gas at this location, which should be a big indicator for MacSed, because, well, at this point in time you probably start taking this, and the problem for MacSed, he still hasn't seen any single battle unit for Meomaika. He just doesn't know what exists here on the Zerg base, and this is why he's just going to do this, you know, kinda aggressive recon with this army, maybe like trying to poke around this base and maybe then retreat. But the problem is that he needs to be preparing for the upcoming all-in from Meomaika, because that's it, that's just it, that's just a very big all-in attack that's gonna be happening very soon. Only Hydras and Roaches, the most like primitive army composition, but it's gonna be really effective against the type of army that MacSed has. He's still trying to fight here, but probably he didn't realize that he is very much outnumbered by those Meomaika forces. One Archon goes down, the second Archon is pretty much lost all of his HP, so needs to be adding more batteries, and Meomaika, this little genius, is going to attack right now. And MacSed, even though he has +1 attack upgrade, he only has 1 disruptor at the moment, and there's going to be more coming, but it doesn't feel like he has enough forces to actually counter that. We'll see. The disruptor shot is going, and catches a bit of units, but just not going to be enough. Obviously, not enough damage at all. The second disruptor is here, the third one as well. Another shot goes down. 1 Roach is taken, but not much really. The second one also, or rather the third one. But yeah, all of the shots were dodged very nicely by Meomaika, so now disruptors, they're on cooldown and they need to retreat back. Another shot goes, and there are only 2 Roaches taken down, so it's not really a great engagement, and Meomaika crushes MacSed army just like that. This was a really weird game on the first glance, but if we just analyze it a bit more thoroughly, you can see why Meomaika is such an interesting player, because he does stuff that doesn't really make much sense, but he manages to win because of that, because he makes his opponent totally confused, and then he just attacks out of the blue, and that's why I really enjoy watching his games. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this match. Subscribe for more StarCraft 2 content. Have a nice day, and see you next time.